first episode of Ride Garage, and today I'm going to show you how to change one of these guys. Okay, so for all of you who don't know how to change a tire, or if you got a flat on the highway or somewhere, I'm going to show you everything you need and what you got to do in order to change one of these out. Granted, you might not have all of this while you have a flat, but usually in the trunk where your spare tire sits, you've got something like a breaker bar. It's actually got the socket on the end of it, and it's also got a pry bar, usually curved, so you can get the center caps off. But in this case, if you're fortunately at home and you have the flat, you might have some tools lying around. So what we're going to need a flat head. It's going to take the center cap off, 3/4 inch socket for the lug nuts, breaker bar, and my jack. And a pair of gloves because I don't feel like getting dirty right now, and I cut my finger. So, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, let's get your tools out of the way. You're going to put your jack under a spot called the pinch weld. And the pinch weld, literally, it is what it sounds like. It's a part right under here, two pieces of metal that just come together and they make a little pinch. And that's where the end of this is going to sit. And that's what you're going to jack your car up on. Now when you do this, you need to be careful. You need to look under there and make sure you don't have any rust. Because I've dealt with a lot of cars before where you jack your car up and these pinch welds just give way and the jack goes up inside of the metal. So make sure you inspect that before you go up. You don't want any damages, you don't want to get hurt or anything like that. So in this case, my pinch weld is actually pretty nasty, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go back a little bit. On those cars, the pinch weld goes all the way down the side of the car. Alright, so I got it on the pinch weld. It looks good, it's not rusty, so I'm going to go ahead and jack it up just a tad. What I mean by just a tad, I just mean like 1 or 2 pops. And the reason you do this is because if you don't have electric tools, you're never ever going to get those lug nuts off. Because you're going to have the tires spinning back and forth. This car is all-wheel drive, so it actually would lock up so I can get the lug nuts off. Most cars are front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. With that being said, you're going to have the wheels spinning. It's going to be nearly impossible to take those lug nuts off. So what we're going to do is going to go up to the center cap, put the flathead in, give it a couple pries, and it come off. Sometimes they're stubborn. Alright, so next thing, 3/4. You're going to find out which one. The most common sizes are 17, 19, and 21. Mostly 19 to 21. 17 millimeters I find on a lot of Volkswagen and Audis. But 9 times out of 10, you either deal with a 19 or a 21 millimeter. In this case, you can use 3/4. So that's what this car takes. This is a 2005 Ford 500. It's all-wheel drive. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my breaker bar and I'm going to break all these loose. When you hear that noise, that means they broke loose, which is good. So go ahead and repeat that for all 5 of them. So I got all 5 lug nuts loose now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to jack up the car until the tire is up in the air and you can fit 2 hands under it. Now in my case, I've got a terrible driveway, so that's why this thing keeps moving. I'm not going to put 2 hands because it's just going to keep rolling because how crappy my driveway is. But as you can see, not enough room there to move the tires. Take your brake bar, go ahead and start taking these lug nuts off. Now on this last part, the tire tends to come out on the bottom if you take them in the order I did, which is what I usually do. So in order to prevent that and making it harder, just put your leg against it and hold the tire back up flush to the hub assembly. That That way you can get that last nut off here. Alright. Go ahead and move the foot away. The easiest way to do this and the safest way so you don't end up hurting yourself is to just grab the tire anywhere that you're not going to smash your fingers, like next to the caliper. So in that case, I'm going to go here and here. Just pull straight out. You're not going to hurt yourself. This tire is pretty good. It's not flat. But for this reason, I'm going to put on my donut anyway. So if you got a flat tire, by now you should have gotten your donut out so you got everything ready. Alright, now we're going to put our donut on. Hopefully your donut is inflated or never been used. One thing I didn't mention, on newer cars you're going to have a locking lug nut on most cars. The locking lug nut is usually in a plastic package somewhere in the trunk by the tire or in the front in the glove box. And it's just like one of these little guys, it's just got a little keyhole on it so people can't steal your rims or wheels or anything like that. Now, an important thing before you put these on, you need to inspect the condition of these to make sure it's safe. Driving on these while they explode or if they run out of air is very, very bad. So this particular donut has been used a lot. It's still got a little bit of tread on it, but it's got a lot of air in here. The manufacturer's specs on these tires are about 60 psi. A lot of the donuts are going to be a lot smaller than this one. This is almost a full-size donut, which is pretty good. If you got a car like a Dodge Neon, you're going to have a real small donut. Don't drive on these for more than 25 miles. Listen to what the tire tells you. I've seen a lot of cars go farther than 25 miles with these on them. Nothing's happened, but I've also seen them go into bad situations where they end up exploding. And you're going to get in a lot worse of a car accident than having that flat tire than you are driving around with this one on. So let's go ahead and put that on. And line it up. Now I'll show you an easier way. That's just the way I usually do it. The easiest way to do this is get in front of the tire. Look at the wheel pattern, line it up, put it on. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put the lug nuts back on so we can get you rolling. Pattern. So I started here, go here, 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 or here. That way you get the wheel on there nice and even and you're not going to have any problems. Tug. 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 Now you got all these mechanic tight, like I said. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to lower your car down and you're going to tighten these up good so you can get somewhere and get a new tire put on your rim. Now be careful when you lower these down because sometimes they come down pretty quick. Granted, you may not have one of these in your car when this happens. You just have one of those little scissor jacks that you have to twist with the little bar. Those are not very safe, but in that kind of situation, that's what you got to use. So those are kind of safer when you're bringing those down because they don't just slam down. But if you have one of these, slowly bring it down. And the next thing you want to do is if you don't have a torque wrench or anything like that, and you have the bar that comes with the spare tire, you're just going to want to give these a big tug so you can get these tightened up. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to simply do a reverse theory of what we did when we took them off. Give it a big old tug, just take all your weight, just lean back, and you'll get a feel for it of where it's tight. So I did that one, we're going to star pattern, we'll go here next. Feels tight. Feels tight. Feels tight. And last but not least, nice and tight. Alright, so next you can just load all your tire, all your tools and your center cap. Don't forget that. I forgot lots of them doing tires on the side of the road and they end up not having a center cap. You're all good to go. Most of these have probably not been used. It just happens. So if you put this on and you lower your car down and you got like an inch between the tire and the ground, you probably should go to the nearest gas station and get some air put in it. But this one looks pretty good. It's on there. I trust it. I'll be having more videos coming up. We're doing some brake jobs, how to check your fluids, how to change your brakes, you know, all the do-it-your-home stuff, all the do-it-yourself stuff. So go ahead and comment, like, subscribe. If you got any ideas or you have something you want to see, go ahead and let me know.